Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation, a class, or even driving, and suddenly realized you weren't there at all? Your body was present, but your mind was somewhere else. Living in a story, imagining the future, or replaying the past. Here's the strange truth. Scientists say our minds wander almost 47% of the time. That means nearly half your life. You're not really here. But is this distraction harmful? Or could it be a hidden superpower? Daydreaming often carries a bad reputation. Teachers scold students for staring out the window. Bosses see it as laziness. Even we feel guilty when our thoughts drift. But what if this natural tendency is not a flaw in our brain, but a feature? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating science of daydreaming, why your mind wanders, what it reveals about your brain, and how to harness it for creativity, problem-solving, and even happiness. Imagine you're sitting in a quiet cafe. Instead of focusing on the menu, your mind slips away. You picture yourself on a trip to Italy, or imagine a conversation you wish you'd had. This is daydreaming, a spontaneous shift from the external world to the inner world. Neuroscientists call this process mind wandering. And far from being random, it's powered by a special network in the brain, the default mode network, the system that lights up when you're not focused on the outside world. Think about your own daydreams. Often, they're not just random images. They're filled with longing, fears, memories, and future hopes. You might daydream about the person you love, the life you want, or the moment you regret. In a way, daydreams are like emotional mirrors. They reveal what matters most to us, even the things we hide from others. That's why many psychologists believe daydreaming is a window into our deepest desires. But of course, there's another side. A wandering mind can be dangerous. When you're lost in thought while driving, mistakes happen. When you're supposed to be working, productivity suffers. Psychologist Matthew Killingsworth once studied thousands of people using smartphone surveys. His finding: the more people's minds wandered, the less happy they reported feeling. Daydreaming about the past can spiral into rumination and regret. Daydreaming about the future can trigger anxiety. So here's the conflict. If daydreaming is so natural, almost half of our waking life, how do we stop it from becoming a trap? Here's where it gets fascinating. Not all daydreaming is the same. There's uncontrolled mind wandering, where your thoughts drag you away from reality. But there's also deliberate daydreaming when you use your imagination as a tool. Great thinkers in history used this. Albert Einstein once said he came up with his theory of relativity by imagining himself riding on a beam of light. J.K. Rowling daydreamed about a boy wizard on a train ride, and Harry Potter was born. When you let your mind drift in the right way, your brain connects dots it normally wouldn't. This is called incubation, when the subconscious solves problems while your conscious mind is resting. In fact, experiments show people who take breaks and let their minds wander often perform better on creative problem-solving tasks. Your brain, in daydreaming, is doing quiet but powerful work. So, how can you harness this? 3 simple practices. Schedule wandering time. Instead of fighting distraction, give yourself space to let your mind drift. While walking, showering, or sipping coffee, guide your daydreams. If your mind tends to spiral into worry, gently redirect it toward curiosity. Ask, what's the best version of this situation? Or, what if I tried it differently? Balance with mindfulness. Daydreaming helps us create, but mindfulness grounds us. Learn when to let your thoughts flow and when to return to the present moment. When you combine imagination with awareness, you gain the best of both worlds. Creativity without chaos. So the next time your teacher, your boss, or even your own inner critic scolds you for drifting off, remember, daydreaming isn't a flaw. It's a hidden function of the human mind. It can trap you in worry or free you into invention. It depends on how you use it. And if you found this fascinating, you'll want to check out our next video. The psychology of overthinking: why you can't stop spinning thoughts. Because while daydreaming and overthinking look similar, the science shows they are very, very different.